We Finnish people are kind of weird, interesting and unique creatures. I've gathered you 10 characteristics of Finns so you can understand us better. Let's go check them right now. What up Fantastics, how you're doing? Good to have you here on a new video. If you're here for the first time, welcome. My name is Aleksi and I create fantastic videos about Finnish culture, lifestyle and language. So if you're into those kind of things, subscribe because you will join our fantastic squad as well. Number 1. Silence. This is probably not any surprise for you if you've been following this channel. And it's quite common to stereotype us Finns for shy people who never talk. And in Finnish we actually have a saying, silence is golden or vaikeneminen kultaa, which kind of summarizes this quite well. The point is that we Finns don't bullshit. We only talk when it's absolutely necessary. And that's why it might come across that we are never talking because, for example, if you're at the bus stop or in any public place and there's no need to open our mouth, and we won't if there is no need to. But however, there's a really good flip side on this because if you ask me, I think Finns are actually quite smooth doing small talk when they actually start to do it. Because I've had many awesome small talks with random Finns myself, so definitely you just need to make that first move yourself if you want to make those Finns talk to you. My tip is to be proactive with Finns and some good things will happen. Do that. Number 2, trust. One of the reasons why Finnish society works really well is because everything is based on trust. For example, things such as corruption or scamming is not common at all here in Finland. And on top of that, we Finns tend to be quite honest as well. Sometimes I even think about these kind of scary and dangerous scenarios where some people could easily exploit the trust of the Finnish system. But the thing is that there are no such people who could do that. And what I mean by that is that you could, for example, get somewhere in without a ticket by just, making some gimmicks or shenanigans. But it's not really a thing here. And another good example of trust is, for example, if you lose your wallet, there's a really nice chance to get it back. Because if a Finn finds a random wallet in the street, we don't empty it, we might just check, oh, there's a driver's license, there's a name on it, so we can tell who this belongs to. And then we just take it to the nearest police station or nearest R-kiosk or wherever you found it, nearest info desk, and just put it there. And that's pretty awesome, isn't it? If there's any other Finns watching this, let me know if you think the same, but that's just how I feel how Finns think about lost and found items. Of course there's always exceptions and people who are different, but that's how I personally feel about Finns regarding this matter. Just one more thing, that Finland is also quite safe. You can also feel kind of the trust in the streets. It's not that common to get mugged at night time. It can happen, but it's very rare if you ask me. You can experience really nice level of trust here in Finland. Number 3, humbleness. And we Finns are too humble if you ask me. I mean, if we achieve something pretty awesome and mind-boggling, we don't really tend to let the world know about that, even if we deserve to. Tooting your own horn isn't the way to go, and for example, bragging is definitely not a good thing to do here in Finland. An example from my personal life, usually if I'm having a date with a girl, I might ask like, okay, what are the things you're good at? I quite often get like,
I don't know, like, I'm not really good at anything.
We all are good at something. I don't mean like we are like some pro guru, god level, but just, something that we are kind of confident and like decent at least. I think this question actually put Finns on defense quite often, even because I think it's a good way to get to know more about a person by asking what things they are good at, because it also tells about their, interests, passions and so on, but them Finns. So my advice to you is be confident, don't downplay yourself. I mean, if you're good at something and you enjoy doing something, it's okay to let people know about that, but don't brag, don't come across like arrogant or cocky. That's not the way to do, but don't either downplay yourself. Just be happy and confident about yourself and you'll be good to go. Number 4, directness. Like I said in the shyness part, we don't bullshit. So if we have some business to do, we go right into the business. And I think this can sometimes catch people off guard because you don't expect Finns to have anything to say to you, but when they do, oh, what is this Finn trying to talk to me? And you know, so if a Finn approaches you in the street or even on the phone, we don't really do any of this blah 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 shit. We cut straight to the business, do our stuff, and then go back to the silent mode. That's how it works. Number 5, already established social circles. So making friends here in Finland can be a little bit difficult, but it's not really about the fact that we Finns don't want to make friends, but more because we already have enough friends. For example, me, I have my job and I have this YouTube business and my friends already, you know, these kind of things. So it's actually quite difficult to squeeze time to get acquainted and become like really good friends with new people. And the thing is that you don't really need like 10 like best friends, because you know it will be actually quite difficult to manage. And instead I would say Finns have maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe maximum 4 good friends that they keep in touch often and maybe hang out often. So keep that in mind. But that still doesn't mean that you can't make Finnish friends. There are a lot of people who have already made lots of Finnish friends before you. So you just need to kind of keep active and keep trying and keep looking until you find those Finns who you enjoy spending time with, and so on. And also one really good example that I have from my personal life, which I see all the time, if you are having like a home party with a number of different people, what I see every time is that people always spend time with their own group instead of mingling with the new people they don't know. And this happens all the time, and I feel it's so, I think it's so ridiculous, because if I go in the party or in a social kind of setting where it's possible to talk to new people, I always want to do that because it's cool. It's always great to talk to new people and to see what kind of backgrounds and what kind of people they have, and doing networking, it's fun. And you know, you can never know, you can find like a business partner or your future husband or wife to be, and so on. So it's always fun, but Finns always tend to have this other kind of these clusters of group 1, group 2, group 3 and group 4, and they just kind of do stuff with each other. And which I feel it is kind of a shame, but again, you don't have to fall into the trap, and be proactive and go talk to some Finns. Do that. I think this is number 6, national identity. You know, Finnish people are very proud of being Finns. I think one of the reasons is that, you know, we are such a small country with quite a small population here in the far north. We've faced quite a bit of hardships throughout history, but we are still doing quite well, I guess. And we don't really expect people like foreigners to know much about Finland, but when someone does, we are actually quite interested to hear what they have to say about us or what they think about us. And same goes for the language. Like if there is someone who can speak even a little bit of Finnish, we kind of go crazy and go nuts, and everyone's like torille, Suomi mainittu, Finland mentioned, and everything. That's how it happens. Because we have our Finnish, these shenanigans and these kind of very Finnish things like sauna, salmiakki, this air guitar world championships, wife carrying world championships, these Finnish things, but we are pretty damn proud of them. And really good example again from real life. If a foreigner makes a video about Finland, reacting to Finnish music videos, listening to Finnish music, trying Finnish candies, watching Finnish movies, those videos get crap load of views from Finnish people, and this happens all the time. That's how it goes. Number 7 is equality. I think equality is very present and very visible here in Finland. And for example, men and women both are treated very equally, if you ask me. And there are actually lots of women in high-ranked positions in companies and corporations. Kind of self-explanatory things. For example, women don't need permission from their parents or husband to study or work. Women are actually quite independent here in Finland. And Finland was actually the 3rd country in the world to let women vote. I think it was 1906, and the 1st country in Europe to let women vote. That's pretty awesome. But again, it's still not like perfect. There is like a little bit of like violence and some salary gaps between men and women, but I think in general the equality, especially the gender equality, is doing pretty good stuff. Number 8, punctuality. You know, in Finland, everyone is on time, and being late is unpolite and also unprofessional. And of course, sometimes mishaps can happen, and of course there are people who are always late, but the common way to do things is to be on time. Did you meet to agree at 8? That means 8 sharp. Be there at 8 sharp. Did you agree to meet around 8? That means as well 8 sharp. There's a really easy way to counter this, is just to be early. For example, what I always, well not always, but usually do is, let's say if I'm supposed to meet someone at 8, I'm usually there 5 to 10 minutes early. And it's just my way, my way to do things. And I'm pretty sure most of the Finns do the same. But the point is to be on time and be rather like 5 minutes early rather than risking it. I mean, it's not that nitpicky. Let's say if you come 1 minute late, it's not a big problem. If someone's like 5 minutes late, then I'm already like, perkele, where are they? Also at work culture, this is also quite important to keep in mind. If you have some agreed meetings or, you know, agreed deadlines, make sure to keep those deadlines. By the way, do you want to know more about Finnish work culture? I made a video about that. Remember to watch this after this video. Number 9, individuality. We Finns are taught to survive on our own and to be responsible and to take care of ourselves. And for example, it's very common to move out of home when we are around 8 to 20 years old. So we actually move out quite early. But one of the reasons why we do that is because it's actually possible. For example, we usually move out to study, to university, to another city, and we have this social security system which actually allows us to do that very flexibly and very easily. But just keep in mind that this kind of individual mindset is usually where things are based on, and then we kind of expand it to, you know, family and friends. And for example, what I usually care about is I want to make sure my own things are rolling nicely, and then when that is done, then I can just, you know, reach out to my friends, hey, how are you doing, and how's it been for you, and stuff like that. So that's how I would say this one. And the last one is number 10, hospitality. Even if we Finns are kind of clumsy, a little bit, you know, not so socially savvy, but we are pretty friendly. If you ask random Finns for instructions or directions in the street, you are most likely to get them. And for example, if you have like big luggage and you're going to the train and you want to put it in the overhead compartment, it's very common to see like some guy, random guy coming to help you out to put it up there. It's really common to help people with this kind of everyday small things if you see them. Especially if you get invited to a Finnish home, you can expect like nice dinner, this kind of hospitable atmosphere, they're asking you questions. So this is something that I really like about Finns. Which one of these characteristics do you have experience? So let me know in the comments below, and make sure you check out this video about Finnish work culture so you can understand how Finnish working life works. Working life works? That's very smooth. See you in the next video. So more.